everybody, Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life, coming to you from the vlogging computer studio area. I spent some time on the water today, and I want to share some things with you, and I want to show you a couple of things. First of all, lake report, which will lead me to the things I want to show you. Man, the water is, clean water areas are now dirty water areas. It seems like we're going further and further back into places now to keep the clean water. In the monkey box, the golden bay, where everybody has caught so many really nice quality fish, has really gotten dirty. And I don't know if it's just a matter of just sheer boat traffic, or the wind that's just basically been howling in there now for a couple of days. And it might be that, I'm sure, actually. But it's you can't hardly see bottom, and we're talking about 1.5 foot of water, and really it's getting to where it's really dirty. Now, guys, because of that, I didn't spend a lot of time in there. I mean, somebody feel free to throw a comment up if you're still catching them in there, but I didn't spend a lot of time in there because the water was that dirty. But I did go into the monkey box. I went to the south side of the monkey box. That bay would be on the north side of the monkey box, as the monkey box runs east to west from its entrance on 7 Mile cut, or canal rather, all the way to the lake exit, where you exit out into the lake out of the monkey box. That's east to west. And then you have that northern bay and the southern bay, basically, on either side, of that main cut that goes through. I don't even know if that made sense to me, but there's still a lot of clean water on the south side of the monkey box. And I say still, it's been, but there are some key things here. There are fish there, big numbers of fish. I talked to a fella today, Captain Gary Long, and I spoke, and he told me that they had caught 35 fish in there today. And I know that it's been a go-to artificial spot for me recently. So I got a big guide trip tomorrow with a good friend of mine, Mike Cheney. Of course, Mike and Eric Cheney, shout out to both those fellas. They live in Denver, Colorado, and of course they both work for the Eagle Claw company, and of course that's the same people that make the trocar hooks, and we've got a great relationship, and they've been good friends of mine now for about 4 years. And so when you see my trocar this and trocar that stuff, that you can bet that bling has come from those fellas. But anyway, big, what's that, honey? Oh, my wife just said, I love those guys. Well, anyway, Mike's going to be here tomorrow morning, and he's actually going to spend the night. And so I'm very much looking forward to spending a good 24 hours or so with him. The key to some of these clear water areas, first of all, there's beds in these areas. Now, don't be confused by tilapia beds and bass beds and, oh, these are tilapia beds, and discard them. Guys, they spawn in the same areas. And many times I have seen a bass bed right on the edge of the tilapia beds, and maybe even more importantly than that, I've seen bass sitting on the edges of tilapia beds, maybe predating the fry or the bluegill that are eating the fry from for the tilapia's fry, and so on and so forth. It's the whole food chain thing, but it's a deal, man. These beds are everywhere. You see them on the electronics on your side scan if you get your stuff set up right. And I'd like to do, maybe I'll do some more about that and show you that. I've shown you pictures of what that looks like. I actually did some drone stuff the other day, and I could see fish swimming around those beds from 150 feet in the air, 200 feet in the air, and I think they were tilapia, but it was pretty cool to see that anyway. What are they biting on? Senkos. Very lightweight or no weight at all. With the wind blowing, sometimes you need a little bit of weight on it. An eighth ounce is what I usually go with when I add weight. I know Captain Gary likes a 32nd ounce weight, so be thinking in those terms when it comes to weight on a Senko in these areas, because the water is very shallow. Chatterbaits in the more open areas, topwater baits, swimming frogs, popping frogs. I've got something here that I'm going to show you this, and I'll do a little more close up, but I had a fella stop by my boat, I don't know, a month and a half ago, and said, Captain Dave, it's a Guide's Life. And one of those dudes, hey man, thanks for watching. But he gave me something here. These are called Headbanger Rowdy Buzz, the Headbanger lures. Guide approved, tournament tested. Well, this guide officially approves. Guys, I'm not being solicited for this. He did not solicit this either, but I've been catching some fish on these things, and so I want to show them to you. Basically, what you've got is, and I'm going to run a close-up for you here at this point, but wait, what you basically have is you've got it's a spinning, it's a buzzbait, and you added soft plastics. In this case, I had horny toads to it, and this little bit of extra clackety 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 here has been bringing fish, especially once the sun gets up a little bit. Holes and patches in the lily pad areas and the dollar pad areas. This has been producing some really nice fish. It's not a big secret. Well, maybe it is, but if it is, I'm gonna give it away the secret right now. Guys, it's prop baits have been on fire. Devil horse prop baits, anything with a prop. Little spitting images. These little things called a there I am, the spitting image, which is a little bait that's got a little prop on it. Those have been working really well. Any of these little prop baits have been catching fish well into the day, into the high sky types of day, or kind of day, part of the day. Oh boy. And so you got that. I've been throwing the little Ica, or the fat Ica rather. It's one of my favorite baits. Again, I treat it like a Senko. By the way, these are target lures. I want to be clear about that. Well, this isn't a target lure. These little deals here are they're a buzzbait. And they've got, he gave them to me in a few different sizes, and this is a larger one here. And they'll make lots of noise. You can bend them. And this key thing is you can bend this up and get it to where it doesn't make any more noise, but it makes a little more splash, and so on. I've been very slow to talk about, just about anything I get unless I've been able to put it to use and catch fish on them. And this has become an important part of my arsenal right now on the lake. This is a deal where you throw it out and fish it back a distance. The Senkos, the flukes, or not the flukes, well, flukes, yes, the Senkos, the flukes, the Icas, these are target lures. These are not lures you cover water with. These are lures that you pitch into a specific spot. Let it fall, lift it up, weigh it, lift it up a little bit, let it fall, get it out, and get it to the next target. Target lures. You'll know when it's time to fast pitch target lures because you'll throw it in and the fish, either they hit it on the fall or it sits for 1, 2, 3, boom, they've got it. You're target fishing at that point. Get it to the next target. Get it to the next target. Okay, and that's really hot in these clear water areas right now. By the way, I fished all the way down in Rita today. I went all the way up the side of Rita, in and out. Saw big Tony Bennett out there today. Tony, I'm calling you out, man. But I saw Tony in there as I was actually on my way out. He was fishing on some of the water. Water's not clean. But I fished some not clean water today because, sometimes just because it's not clean doesn't mean you can't catch them. It just means the strike zone's smaller, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, guys, not only did I not catch a fish, but I couldn't find any even remotely clean water. So that part, the midway zone between Clewiston and South Bay, is still really not very good. The next bait I want to talk to you about here, and this is an important one. This is guys, this is a Swimmin Worm like you see up north. This is our Swimmin Worm up north. I've got this one rigged on a kink, and I'll show you that. I'll put the little box up here and show you how I rig that. But this one is kinked because I've got it on a 20-pound piece of fluorocarbon, and I've got it on a big heavy swivel. This is that classic chase scene that Captain likes so much, the old chase scene. And the nice thing is this spins just like this as it's going through the water. This is a lure that you're going to cover water with. Now you can also rig it straight, and when you rig it straight, and I've got the rigging on how to do that. But when it's rigged straight, to me, then it becomes, this is a Swimmin Worm that becomes kind of a target bait, where I'm throwing it into a specific target, letting it sink, jerk, jerk, letting it sink. That's when I'm really also using the chase scene as well. But then it looks just like this. I'm throwing it out. I got it behind the swivel. The swivel's mandatory because it just keeps it from twisting your line. This is the northern swimming worm that I used for years. Mark Davis is actually the person that turned me onto this. And of course you've got the old classic, the regular Swimmin Worm. That's what we use in Florida. I got a Zoom worm and a gambler package. But those are this has been very good. Now, eelgrass is really key. If you find eelgrass, you put a mark down because the bass are bedding in these eelgrass areas. Even in the heavy loads that were caught in the monkey box were in eelgrass areas. Eelgrass is that thin bladed eelgrass. Guys, if you don't know what it is, you Google it. It's the same stuff that's on the ocean flats. You know, it's the same stuff that the manatee eat in the ocean and whatnot. All right, so that's a lake report for you. A couple of tips on tying some baits, and also just some baits that you may not have seen that have been working for me and that are on my deck. Chatterbaits and a little bit more open water search bait have been pretty good. A swim jig. I like a crayfish or a crayfish. I love it. My wife just. I like a sunfish pattern right now. I think they're eating bluegill back in these areas as well. Bluegill are in there messing with the tilapia beds, and the bass are eating those bluegill. So, Captain Dave Schneider, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. We are building a fire. I gotta go to bed. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hit it, babe.